What's going on, people? And welcome back to Football Yannick. It looks like Man United are closing in on Benjamin Sesko, which would mean Newcastle United have been snubbed yet again. It's wild, bro. It's crazy. It's Liam Delap went to Chelsea. It's Joao Pedro went to Chelsea. It's Mbermo went to Man United. It's Hugo Ekitike went to Liverpool. And now it's Trafford went to Man City. They thought they had him sewn up. And now Benjamin Sesko possibly and probably to Man United, David Ornstein writes. We'll reflect on that a little bit as well. And there's a bigger thing here, guys, because Newcastle United are owned by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, who are the driving financial force behind the Saudi Pro League, who are giving Liverpool 60-odd plus million pounds for Darwin Núñez, which ultimately funds Liverpool to buy Newcastle star player Alexander Isak. It is not good for Newcastle right now. We're going to reflect on it. We're going to talk about it. I mean, look, they are still in the Champions League. They have just won their first major trophy in 70 years. The vibes should be up. But the transfer window is giving crisis, I must say. So anyway, welcome back. How you doing? Thank you for joining me as always. Thank you for liking the video and subscribing. We are en route to 20,000 subscribers, which I think is ruddy wicked. I must say, it is really great stuff. This passion project of mine, we are closing in on 20k, so thank you for subscribing. Well, I'm going to read you this article by Warney, Big Ornstein, the Warnacle, the authority, the leading transfer authority in the world of football, I think. I'm going to just pull it up now, bear with me. Ornstein writes the following. Man United are closing in on a deal for Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig. The Old Trafford side have been battling Newcastle United for the 22-year-old striker, with both teams submitting offers. Yeah, we reacted to this yesterday. Big old offers too. Newcastle initially tabled a 75 million euro plus 5 million in add-ons, which makes 80 million, of course, guys. Raising that to a guaranteed 80 million on Monday. Within 24 hours, United made a proposal of their own, which is 75 plus 10. It's going up incrementally, 5 million euros at the time. Newcastle have continued working to secure the transfer, and on Tuesday, of course yesterday at time of recording, a bid of 82.5 plus 2.5 was accepted by Leipzig. Plot twist. So at this point, Leipzig have accepted. Oh, don't need to keep putting that up. A transfer, an offer from Newcastle. But Sesko wants to join Manchester United. And all parties are now aware of that, as talks advance in an effort to satisfy Leipzig's expectations. While there is no club-to-club agreement yet, which is obviously Man United and Leipzig, the situation is moving in that direction. These players, bro, Cunha and Mbermo and now Sesko, Man United still have the pull. They are still Man United, despite what we've seen for the last decade. Somewhere inside, they are Man United, and players apparently can sense that. They can sense the prestige of putting on the shirt. They can feel the weight of their wallets when they get that Man United salary. The Slovenia forward's preference comes despite Newcastle's readiness. To pay a higher fee, not higher wages, and provide Champions League football. Sesko's decision appears to have swung the situation in Manchester United's direction. Sesko scored 21 goals in all competitions last season. How have we got here? 21 goals in all competitions, and that is 85 million for a player not playing in the Premier League. Yes, you might be like, Chelsea asking 80 million for Jackson, but Jackson's scored and assisted consistently in the Premier League while providing a good link-up player and running stats and sprints and all the data that buying clubs like. This is the Bundesliga. Yeah, Leipzig, so far, high-profile sales to the Premier League. in recent Chelsea trauma memory, Timo Werner and Nkunku. Nkunku's a very good footballer, but, you know, it doesn't always translate, guys. To be fair, I'm going to, you know, not be silly about this. Werner and Nkunku are transitional footballers. Sesko is a big old strong number 9. Different of course. He has recorded 39 goals and 8 assists in 87 appearances for the German club since he signed from Salzburg in Austria in 2023. So he's nearly, well, not quite nearly, got a goal every other game. Ruben Amorim's side also admired Aston Villa forward Ollie Watkins and explored the costs of a potential deal when considering a move for Sesko. The Man United hierarchy was reluctant to pay when they thought it may have taken what it would have taken for Villa to do business. Yeah, I guess Villa just keep Watkins now. Or do Villa join a battle with Newcastle United to try and sign Nicholas Jackson, maybe? I don't know. United have shown interest in a deal for Liam Delap earlier this summer. Everyone did, apparently, and of course he opted to join Chelsea. The club has also brought Moises Cunha, Burmo, and a teenage left-back called Diogo Leon, who joined from Cerro Porteño. So, do we care about what this means for Rasmus Hojlund? Apparently they spent nearly 200 million now with Sesko. Pounds. 200 million pounds, United. They've still got the money. They haven't made these big sales yet as well. They want to sell Garnacho for 70 million pounds. Chelsea are waiting in the darkness to try and get them desperate and offer them 30 million quid. We don't really need him. Here's 30. 200 million. Look, Rasmus Hojlund, he needs to go on loan, I think. We don't need to read this segment, but I want to read this segment. Newcastle's summer of discontent continues, because this is huge stuff, really. Where does this leave Newcastle? The answer to that is both simple and less simple. The simple bit, it leaves them punch drunk and reeling in a summer of rejections or gazumping, or both. It appears they have lost out on another high-profile traditional player to a traditional Big Six club. Of course, with Sesko joining the likes of the aforementioned Burmo, Delap, Joao Pedro, Trafford, and Ekatike. To miss out on one or two would be understandable. It happens to everyone. But to miss out on so many feels like negligence. Either a failure to prepare, a failure, or preparation of execution. Also, when two of those ones are going to 15th place, no European football, Man United, you've really got to look at yourself. A makeshift recruitment team have been working to exhaustion. Jamie Rubin, the minority owner, has been doing the same, but with no sporting director or CE or chief executive in place. This represents a failure of leadership. Yeah. You're not prepared for this, boys. You don't have the facilities for that, big man. Do you know what I mean? All roads lead back to Saudi Arabia and the club's ultimate owners. Yeah. For Newcastle to be in the position after a truly transformational season is inexcusable. Yeah, I tend to agree with that, guys. The less simple bit, what on earth do they do now? Assuming Sesko moves to Old Trafford, there will already be some huge unknowns, the biggest of which is what happens to Isak. He's been pushing for a move away from Newcastle. Liverpool bid £110 million, which, yeah, is dumb. He needs to go. If Isak leaves Newcastle, Champions League, Newcastle United, to go to the Premier League champions, Liverpool, who already have, have loads of money to spend, apparently, and they've sold Luis Diaz, they're going to sell Nunez. He needs, if anything less than a transfer record bid is insulting. Newcastle wanted 150 million, but it needs to be at least 120 million, no matter what. Just on the principle of it. Man. Buying Sesko would have offered Newcastle protection, giving them a young centre-forward of good quality that can replace Isak if and when Liverpool met their valuation for the Sweden international, or far less likely play alongside him. Not buying Sesko leaves them exposed. They already needed Dover? Got ya, the Athletic. Who's the guy who did the editing? Cover, I believe they tried to say, for Callum Wilson, who's joined West Ham United on a free transfer. Yeah, that's quite funny, because he used to slag him off, apparently. In the here and now, they they cannot possibly sanction Isak's departure, but is there a way back for him? So to return to the start, where does this leave Newcastle? With the season nearly upon them, it leaves them once again teetering on the precipice. Yeah, this is the thing, man. Because not only have Newcastle lost out here and will be annoyed at Man United, surely Liverpool are as well. Because this was their window into signing Isak. You know? This was their window into signing Alexander Isak. And they do want him, you know? This is sensational footballing story stuff, guys. I want to quickly double check while I'm speaking to you now. I cannot find it, so never mind. But they are on they're very close to getting a deal done, seemingly, for Darwin Núñez to Saudi Pro League. Is it Al Hilal? I'm just gonna quickly search now. Núñez. He scored a bunch of goals in pre-season as well, you know. There we go. It's exclusive from Fabrizio Romano. Al Hilal, of course, it's always Al Hilal. Despite, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo's efforts to make Al Nassr the super team, they all go to Al Hilal. You know, Benzema and Kante went to Al Ittifaq, I believe it's called. But otherwise, and Al Hilal's the one, isn't it? They got the super coach now. They've got the high profile after knocking out Man City in the Club World Cup. Al Hilal are closer to signing Darwin Núñez with a deal done after a verbal agreement in place with Liverpool. Club-to-club agreement is done while Al Hilal are in talks with Darwin over personal terms. That won't take long. We just know he wants the money. He's joked about Saudi money for a while. Very funny indeed. Yes. So this has big permutations. Okay, let me just wind this up. So the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, the sovereign wealth fund, owns Newcastle United Football Club. They're also the majority shareholder in the big shiny Saudi Pro League clubs like Al Ahly, Al Ittihad, Al Hilal and Al Nassr. Al Nassr being the, you know, Ronaldo, Joao Felix club, and Al Hilal being the one we've just spoken about. So Al Nassr, the Public Investment Fund, are funding Chelsea. Al Nassr, you know, buying Joao Felix off him, who is a Newcastle United rival. They're funding Al Hilal a lot, which of course they're giving money to Liverpool, lots of money to Liverpool. Now, Liverpool have done their own good business in Luis Diaz for 75 million euros. Great business from them. They're in a strong selling position, and they've made, you know, a great deal of revenue on Luis Diaz and deserve credit for that. But they're also just banking Saudi money. There's nothing wrong with that. My mob Chelsea do it all the time. But from Newcastle United's fan perspective, these owners, to be fair, they've come in, they've made Newcastle good, they've won them a trophy, they can't complain. But they are, you know, this whole, we'll make you Premier League title contenders in a couple of years. Remember there was the memes when they first joined that they're going to sign Mbappe, that the money, they can just do what they want. You know, they give the wages that they want, and yada, yada, yada. Of course, we weren't really thinking of PSI. It was all kind of like jokes and memes. But what they're currently doing now is they're looking at their club in Newcastle that can't sign anyone, that are getting gazumped by everyone. And ultimately they're funding their rivals in Chelsea and Liverpool. And Liverpool, they're funding Liverpool's move for Isak. And Isak it seems like an untenable situation to keep him. So they're like directly screwing their club in Newcastle, which is really kind of wild. Obviously, they've got their own prerogative of making the Saudi Pro League, but, you know, Al Hilal are running really hot at the moment. They want to continue that. They want to show the world, you know, that, you know, they're really good. Obviously, the Club World Cup's been and gone. They did well in it, but they want them, you know, to be like players are going to Al Hilal. They're playing really well. Watch some of these games. If you're a Newcastle United fan right now, you would be really angry. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Keep it locked. There's daily content here on Football Yannick, so please do like and subscribe. And if you choose to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when I upload. Other than that, I will see you in a bit. Peace.